So, everyone, you've probably guessed by now who I'm going to be interviewing today, the lovely Diane, who
Hello.
welcome,
Mm.
Diane.
Thank you. Hi.
How are you doing today?
I'm really good, thank you. Excited to be here. Such a
Well,
good opportunity. Thank you all so much.
absolutely. Our pleasure to have you here, and we're equally excited to chat to you and get to learn all about you. You've come to some of our sessions so far, so
Hmm.
you're not completely new to all of us, but just
Yep.
to introduce you properly. So, Diane, she's based in, hey, in the UK.
Yes.
The first fellow Brit we've had since we started this. So, you've already got a special place in my heart.
Perfect.
And you're based in Cheshire.
Hmm.
Yeah, and my sister and brother-in-law, they were living in Chester.
Nice.
Right? So I wasn't a stranger to Cheshire. Really loved Chester in particular. I'm not sure how close.
Oh, it's really close. My mum and dad live right by the Wales-Chester border,
Ah, cool,
so really close.
cool, cool. Lovely part of the world, part of the country. Diane, she started out in floral design in 2019, and officially you launched your business in November 2023. So some
Yes.
years later, and with Michelle.
Michelle is our business partner. Yeah. So yeah, we work together. We've got separate businesses, but we kind of work together really closely. So she's a huge part of Butterfly Road, and I'm able to help her with some of her work. And it's just been a beautiful partnership. I've found so much joy working with someone. It started off if you want to do something, I sort of found you had to just do it, but it felt quite lonely, and it's been so magical being with someone. I feel so blessed.
Yeah, it sounds it, and that's already like already a step beyond what most of us have, because so many of us are going it alone, doing it alone.
Yes.
So to have a business partner is already amazing, and I'd love to get into that a little bit more in our chat.
Mm.
But your name of your business, Butterfly Road. So maybe you could
Yes.
talk a bit, but where did the name come from?
Well, it's all about change, really. So I sort of went through a period where just lots of things happened all at once, and I decided I needed to investigate choosing joy. I don't quite remember where that came from, but I remember ordering a sticker that says choose joy on the internet, putting it on my fridge, as if it was a choice you could make, because I think sometimes we hope it comes, or we think it's for other people, and I think actually there's so much joy in every day, even if we're going through really hard things, there is something going on. And I think sometimes when you are dealing with things which can be quite heavy, you sort of feel that you're not allowed to feel joy, or you're not allowed to find joy, you're not allowed to choose joy. And then I started to turn that on its head and think that was a really limiting belief, because if something wonderful is happening, say you're getting married, it's the day of your wedding, there is nothing more magical, and you see a puppy being harmed, you would let yourself feel the horror and the sadness, and you wouldn't say, well, I can't feel that, it's my wedding day. You'd feel it for that time, and then you'd go back to the joy. So I sort of thought, why can't I do it the other way? Why can't I be dealing with things which are perhaps quite sad and heavy at times, and still look for and enjoy and choose joy in the moment? So I started doing simple things, like we got a dog, which has completely changed our lives, and I started gardening, and I think that's where it rekindled my love of flowers from, I'd got to the point with work that I didn't even notice the seasons. I would go to work in the dark, I'd come home in the dark, and whether it was October or May it really made little difference to me. And as soon as I got out into the garden and started to move into the rhythms of, I had a longer commute. Prior to that, I'd been 5 minutes from work. So again, you'd get out of bed, you'd go to work, you'd work all day, you'd come back, you'd eat, end of the day. So to have a commute and notice the seasons and the changing colours, and then want to come home to my garden, it really just changed everything. So Butterfly Road was the journey of change. It was that I hope this road might lead somewhere. I still have no idea where this road is leading, but I feel I'm on a road of change, and it's been so beautiful. The people I've met, the things I've seen, it's just magical.
Wow. Okay, we're barely past the introduction and we're already getting into deep life lessons here.
Yes, sorry.
It feels more like a coaching call, which I love. I'm all about the deep life lessons, and I mean, as a celebrant, just as a human as
Yeah.
well, I love symbology. So
Hmm.
the butterfly is one of my personal favorite symbols
Yep.
because it has all those things that you mentioned, the joy, the playfulness, and change,
Yeah.
transformation, right? It's all of those things. So such a beautiful choice. Choice you talked about,
Yeah. Yeah.
and the word together with the word road, and yeah, with symbolizing the journey. I really love it.
Oh, thank you.
And what you mentioned about the commute to work, were you referring to your other job? Because
Yeah. So
everyone knows what that is. Maybe you can tell us.
I work as a part-time as a cardiologist in the NHS and part-time as a florist. And at the moment, it's still really flexible. The NHS have been fabulous at supporting this mission of mine. I can't tell you how much my colleagues have supported it and time, and it's been so good. And luckily, the rhythm of the work is opposite. So the NHS and the patients are so much busier during the winter months, and weddings are so much busier during the summer months. So I work full time during the winter months and then part time during the summer months, which is just, I still feel that's such a privilege and lucky thing to be able to do.
Wow, that's brilliant. So you're helping to save lives when you're not designing flowers, basically.
Yeah, it's not quite as grand as it sounds,
I mean,
um, but
yes,
it's a privilege to do, and I love my patients and love the work that we do.
I bet it is. And then, this thing you were saying about choosing joy. I mean,
Yeah,
I bet there's some pretty hard times in that job.
that's where it came from. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
right. So yeah, it's all connected. So
Yeah, and it's given me so much balance. I definitely bring a much better version of myself to my cardiology work now, because I very much trade on hope as a cardiologist. I think no matter what's going on, being positive and having hope is really an important part of the healing process. But when you don't have much of that in your own life, it's hard to bring that to people. Whereas when I'm seeing the other side of life, it's easier to bring it. And I think I love and weddings and things so much because I've sadly been there at the time when a married couple are, hand in hand at the saddest time you can imagine. So I think the two, they feel very connected, even though they're quite different.
yeah, absolutely. And I was thinking, during the healing process, often flowers
Yes.
are a beautiful thing to just look at and contemplate and help with that healing
Yeah.
journey. So
Yeah.
loving all the dots and how they're all connected.
Yeah.
So let's get into a bit of story time then. So share with us, how did it all start for you as a floral designer? Because you've got a pretty cool story which goes
Oh.
many years.
It does. It's my best friend Caroline. So Caroline and I met at medical school. So the system was that you were divided into people with a similar surname to you. So Caroline and I were literally put next to each other to work together for quite a long time, and we soon became great friends. And she was asking me, what would you do if you weren't here? If you weren't in medical school, what would you do? And I just straight away said, oh, I always wanted to be a florist. I'd love to own a flower shop. And we just carried on, didn't think much of it. And Caroline got married 20 years later. And as her gift to me, although I didn't quite realize it at the time, she asked me to do her wedding flowers. And it started off, Caroline's the most laid back, lovely person. And it was going to be some garden flowers in jam jars on little wooden tables. It was going to be really low key. She knew I loved gardening. She knew I'd always joked about being a florist. So she was putting it all together. But the family she was marrying and Caroline's mum and dad, they weren't accepting little jam jars of flowers. It became really quite a fancy wedding. And I just had to upskill so quickly. So I went on the soonest course I could find, which meant jumping in the car to Cambridge and doing this, what felt like an emergency wedding floristry course, and then had a lovely one-to-one with the ladies there who took me through the actual designs I was going to be making for Caroline's wedding. And then, just to complicate matters, she didn't even get married anywhere near where I lived. So, my first ever wedding, I had to hire a cottage and remember calling the people saying, I need somewhere that's got some kind of cold cellar so I can keep my flowers fresh. And I need a really long table so I can do all these arrangements. And it was just madness. But somehow we did it. And I was good friends with Caroline as well. So, the week of the wedding, when you want to be making every minute of every day, I was kind of doing that bridesmaid thing where you're chatting into the early hours about what the future holds and reminiscing about previous years. So I was just making all these flowers in the middle of the night, day after day. It was really crazy. And yet I loved it. You know, against all the odds, it should have been the worst week of my life, but it was the best week of my life. And so I just carried on. I just kept going to courses and kept training. And then I did evening school. And then I actually dropped a day of work and went back to college and did my city and guilds, which was a joy in its own right, you know, working with really young people and properly starting afresh that whole Butterfly Road journey. It was a beautiful thing to do. But it's Caroline who gave me the gift. It was, if she hadn't asked me to do her wedding flowers in that tone of voice that was, I'm not asking you, you're going to do my wedding flowers, then I wouldn't be sat here now talking to you.
Wow. Okay. That's amazing. Um, I'm quite taken aback by that. The fact that, the time scale, it happened 20 years ago,
Hmm.
and that seed was planted and she didn't forget. And the fact
I
that
know.
you said you were joking about being
Yeah,
florist.
exactly. Yeah. I hadn't really remembered that conversation. And she was saying, would you do my wedding flowers? I sort of, why? And she said, well, you always wanted to be a florist. Here we go.
Wow, wow, wow. And talk about a baptism of fire, like
I know.
traveling all that way down the country, a cottage, cooling
Yeah.
systems. Wow,
Yeah.
that's one way to learn.
It was good fun.
It sounds like it. And coming all the way to today, then, how would you describe your own personal, well, yours and Michelle's?
Yeah, totally. Well, that's why it's been so lucky because we found we were on the same courses together. Because obviously there's so many courses, and the ones that you choose, it you put a lot of research into choosing a course or some sort of workshop, don't you? So the fact that we were always choosing the same ones gave us a bit of a clue we were on the same path. And then we'd start talking about each other's weddings, and we were ordering the same flowers. And then we realized we were going to the same wedding fair to try and, get some business. And we decided to collaborate and make something big together instead of two small arrangements, and realized that we could work really well together. And as luck would have us, at the wedding fair, they had us back to back. So the organisers of the fair were beautiful in trying to keep us separate. So when couples went around, they didn't speak to either of us until there was quite a long distance, but it meant that we were back to back. So we could each hear each other's consultations with these couples. And we were selling exactly the same thing in exactly the same way, wanting the same couples. And it got right down to the point that we both had a consultation, an interested couple, and we both did the same consultation. We didn't realize we'd both met at the venue. I met them in the morning. They then went for some lunch and met Michelle in the afternoon. And we were with friends by then. So we were messaging each other to say, oh, I think I've had this lovely couple. They're really excited. And then we started talking about where they were planning their honeymoon. And we both realized that we were talking to the same couple because they were going to Greece on their honeymoon. And we were just like, oh, this is crazy. Why don't we just work together? We're the same person. We love the same flowers. We're trying to do the same thing. It was silly to be competition when we could just work together.
Beautiful. And we're
Yeah,
all about that here at Connect Wedge. It's all about the collaboration over
yeah,
competition. So a beautiful story and example yet again.
yeah, yeah. Oh, and it's been so nice to work with somebody. She's all the things I'm not, and hopefully I bring some to the party as well. And we just work really well together.
Although maybe you could tell us a bit more about that then. How do you work well together? How do you complement each other?
Well, Michelle used to teach business studies. So the bit that I am hopeless at, I'm no good at finances, systems, all that sort of thing. I like people and fluffy flowers. And because she used to teach business studies, she's able to put all that into practice. And I know I drive her mad because she'll make up a beautiful spreadsheet and I don't quite know how to work it or what all the tabs do. But we're getting there. We're working together.
That again sounds like a blessing. So you can focus on the stuff that you
Yeah,
really love and your strength. I
yeah,
imagine that's her strength and what she loves doing. So that
yeah,
sounds
yeah,
like a perfect
yeah.
partnership.
Yeah. And then when that's all organized, we just get with the flowers together, and that's when we just have fun and, enjoy the flowers together. I think you can appreciate them even more when it's two of you together. So it's been wonderful.
I bet. I bet. And just switching gears a little bit, can you let's get into the flowers now.
Okay. Okay.
The actual flowers.
Yes.
Can you teach us slash me
Yeah.
about because I imagine the other people on this call know more about flowers than I do because I'm still relatively new to the industry. But can you like talk us through the different types of flowers that you're typically getting at a wedding? Because obviously it's more than just a bouquet.
Yes,
I imagine you can have lots and lots of different pieces that you need to
that's right.
coordinate and somehow make cohesive. So
Yeah.
maybe you could just educate us a bit about what.
Oh, yeah. Well, we like talking about a kind of floral story. So we really don't like proposing to couples that we don't understand their love story and their journey. And partly that's because for me, part of the joy of all this is understanding people's love stories and those little nuances and how they got engaged or why they're together or what their dreams are. I love all that. So does Michelle. So we like to find that out and then build a sort of floral story from the personal flowers, the buttonholes, the bouquets, right through to installations for their ceremony and making the table just beautiful. But that again is where Michelle and I complement each other so well because I'd much rather be doing the neat little detailed things, sat on the floor making the buttonholes, checking that the candles and the bud vases are perfect. And Michelle likes nothing more than a huge installation, literally the bigger the better. So I sort of help her on those and she takes the lead on the big things and she often leaves the smaller things to me and we work really well like that.
Wow, it kind of sounds like you just had it right out the box.
I know, I know.
Okay, you do this, you do
Yep.
this. Just
Yeah.
perfectly complementing each other.
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't know, do you have like a crazy number of different pieces that you've had to coordinate at a wedding before that has been like the craziest, most complex thing ever?
Well, luckily, we're right at the beginning, really. We've only been going a few years, so nothing too crazy. But we're finding the logistics of church weddings really do take quite a lot of coordinating. And my car driving skills need a lot of improvement because these little churches are in the middle of city centres. And oh my goodness, it's not my forte at all. But yes, move it because you've just got to wait. You're biding your time, but you can't leave it too late. And oh, I'm still working on all that.
Mm,
So they're the big challenges for us. We've got a church wedding this week, so
yeah.
really trying to get everything as organized as we can.
Okay. Oh, and you had a wedding today, didn't
We
you?
had a wedding today, which was beautiful. It was nice and small, so I was able to get home and be in a good place for this. But yeah, just love the magic, getting to know the couple and then seeing it all come together on the day. And yeah, she had a lovely little picture of her granddad that we attached to the bridal bouquet, and it's those little details that just mean the world. Loved it.
Mm. Yeah, it tells a story, like you
Yeah,
said. Beautiful.
yeah.
And what would you say? I know this question it's always hard to pinpoint, but what is it that you love most about your work? What do you think you could do over and over?
Yeah.
Get to-
It is. It's the love and the flowers. So I love hearing the love stories and I think that's why weddings are so important to me. I'm really lucky that my mum and dad have set a lovely example to me of, what a great wedding is. They're still romantically, happily in love nearly 60 years. They married in 1967. So seeing the beginning of journeys, I just think is so special. So I love that side of it. And then I just love the flowers. I love trying out new varieties and doesn't always work out, but you can try something from the garden, see if it works. I love buying in new things that I haven't used before. The color palettes are really important to me, just picking beautiful colors for each couple, helping them decide what works for them. I love all that side of it.
Beautiful. And it sounds like you're basically tailoring everything from scratch to every
That's really what we want to do. Yeah.
season.
I'd much rather do less, but really bespoke weddings rather than lots of weddings where so we do occasionally get people where they just want us to give how much for this sort of itemized list of things, but it doesn't seem to bring the best out in what they could be spending their money on or what we could deliver or so we really always try and have a consultation so that we're really making it personal and unique.
Brilliant. And we've talked about the stuff you love, and you've shared a little bit of the challenges, sort of driving through those city centers,
Yes, yes.
trying to get to the church. But looking at your whole journey, I know you've been in it for a few years now,
Hmm.
but probably long enough to discover some of the bigger challenges.
Yeah.
What have been the biggest challenges for you?
It is, and it still is, the finances. Flowers are so expensive, and people's expectations are grand, and all the inspiration that, I love Instagram and I love Pinterest, but sometimes it doesn't quite meld with reality. And I think managing people's expectations and what they can have is hard. I am starting to see, I don't know if you're seeing it, a little bit of a move towards more relaxed, low-key weddings that perhaps are more affordable. And I think that's a nice way to go, because for us, we still have all the things that we want out of a wedding, which is basically celebrating the joy of a wedding with beauty. And that can be done on such a different level to some of the quite overwhelming things that people are seeing. But yeah, the finances, not good at it, want to promise the world and then realize that actually, because the trouble we're having at the moment is some of the weddings we're running through were 2023 quotations. And the world's changed so much, and we're obviously honoring them, but it's financially not working at all.
Wow,
So,
yeah, things can change quickly, right?
yes, yeah,
Yeah, I think probably quite a few of us can relate to that one.
hmm, I'm sure. Yeah.
And um, what would you say is the best way or ways that we as a community could support you and Michelle in your
Oh, goodness.
my road journey?
Oh, well, like, you have already so much. Thank you for taking a chance on me. I really feel you did when you kind of let me join this wonderful community, because nobody was able to recommend us or me. So thank you. And I think I found it from the joy of Instagram with loving photography, because I just love what photographers do. So followed Kristen for a while and Trill Floral. So yeah, just bringing the inspiration and this connection. And yeah, I can't tell you what you've already done for me. And apparently, we're going into the months where it's more about doing and improving websites and things. So I'm looking forward to those months, because we really are building from the ground up, and all of that's going to help immensely.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's all good stuff. And I wouldn't say we took a chance on you just to speak on behalf of the rest of the community, but the people in this community, have been vetted and chosen.
Exactly, I know.
You fit the values and the vision and all that good stuff. So
Oh, thank you very much.
you belong here.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, Diane, thank you so much for sharing all of that. We loved it. I loved it for sure. And I would love to now hand over to the rest of the peeps here if they've got any questions or comments or anything they want to just share with you. Don't be shy. Ajna.
I mean, I make this comment every time, but fuck, our members are amazing. Like, like I started this community because I knew like how many wonderful people were in the industry, but every time we do one of these sessions, whether it's like I've known Jacob and Pauline for, I don't know, 12 years or something now, or whether it's somebody brand new, like every session, I'm like, just just a casual cardiologist on the
Mhm.
side. Just like, do you know what I mean? Like, God, yeah, like, oh, I love this so much, Diane. You seem like such a gem, and like, we absolutely didn't take a chance on you. Like, it was clear from what you said when you applied to join that you were a perfect fit for the values of this community. So, yeah, absolutely, you belong here. We're so lucky to have you. And can we get Michelle in here too? Because she sounds pretty cool. And
Yes, please. I think that would be
yeah,
lovely to get her side of everything.
and what is her business called? You said you're separate businesses,
Hmm.
so tell me about that.
Michelle is Rory and Rose. So
Okay.
Rory named after her dog, and Rose her favorite flower.
Okay.
Yeah, she's an absolutely
So,
brilliant person.
so you book clients. It's basically like both of your websites are kind of a funnel. and then you work
Exactly
together.
that. So the
Oh.
idea, whether it'll work or not, I don't know, but the idea is that we're able to target a slightly different clientele, a slightly different person.
Hmm.
And we're hoping that that's going to open the best of both worlds to us. And because we're slightly different in personality, the people that we sort of naturally, you sort of attract people who are similar to you, I think. And that seems to be working. And Michelle's got children who, her story is that she went into flowers so that she could do her daughter's flowers, and her daughter hasn't yet got married. So we're still both very excitedly waiting for that day. But because she has children of that age, she's got such a good understanding of people who are getting married and getting engaged and choosing their venue and all that side of things. So yeah, her business is brilliant.
That But that's amazing. Like that, and that is the kind of thing I mean. Like we all go into this business because we have this vision and this thing that we want to accomplish, but
Yes.
then we all end up on these parallel tracks, just spinning our wheels,
Yep.
doing the same things when we could just join up with some like-minded folks. So you really are like the quintessential like connect wed goal, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And whether it's joining forces as much as you have together, the two of you, or if it's just like, oh, this person has this skill and I have this skill,
Hmm.
or this person has this resource to share or whatever, like, I mean, you're beautiful proof of collaboration over competition. I'm obsessed with your story.
Oh
Now I'm
yeah.
gonna shut up and let other people talk, but
Loving the energy. Thanks so much, Ajna. Gail.
Yeah, I just love your story about collaboration too. I think that's like, and it sounds like from your stories that you've felt this way in the wedding industry, but in owning your own business is like you meet so many cool people, like
Oh,
Ajna is
100%.
saying. And it's just like so fun to meet people where you're just like, we just fit. Like we need to
Yep.
collaborate. I've made friends like that on my own journey, and whether it's, doing the same thing or doing, similar things that we can like partner together, refer out is just like so rewarding and fun. And I just love how much you've dove into that and just embraced that with your business. And like, yeah, it is better as a team. It is better when we're all doing it together and not in competition with one another. And that's just what makes it all the more fun and rewarding. I loved hearing that part of your story.
Thank you. Yeah, definitely agree. I love the people in the wedding industry. It's just, I don't know how everybody ends up here, but it's a pretty magical space.
I'm
Thank you.
sad Sharon's not here because she would be freaking out. She'd just be, she'd be freaking out about how much she loves you, Diane.
True. Yeah. She was saying, "Can I just say how amazing you are?" That was my best Sharon impression.
It's pretty good.
Uh, Thank you. Paula, did you come off mute?
Yes. Hi, Diane. How are you?
Hello.
So that
I'm
you
really
can.
good, thank you. I'm sorry you're poorly.
I was blown away by your whole story. Thank you so much for sharing all of that. It's very inspiring. And I think I have a question for you since you have such contrasting jobs, right? How
Mhm.
do you feel? How do you balance? Because I don't know, at least here in Miami, florists are so busy. People in the wedding industry in general, everybody's so busy that if you also tell them like, oh yeah, I'm a cardiologist or like I also work in a hospital, people will be like, that's completely two different lives. Like, how do you have time? How do you balance? How do you manage? I will love to hear about your time managing skills because I think I need a.
So, I think there's so many little strings to that. It really is like a jigsaw network helping this work. So I'm going to go straight to my lovely husband because what hasn't worked in deciding to chase this dream is doing the normal life things, like keeping the house tidy and walking the dog and doing all the normal things, which my wonderful husband has taken up. And we talk about this being, you know, my chapter to try and do something really meaningful to myself, and then I'll completely support him in the next chapter for him. So a huge shout out to Bill, my husband, because none of this would be happening without him. Huge shout out to Michelle, because as you say, when you first start, it's so slow and gradual that you think you can make it work. But as soon as it gets a little bit busier, you can't make it work. So absolutely needed Michelle even before I realized I was going to work so well together. So that's been wonderful. Work, my cardiology work is great because the hours are very predictable, and that's why weddings has worked so well, because I can't do anything short notice, but luckily weddings aren't short notice, so I've got time to book leave and to make sure that it all coordinates. So yes, it's so far is working, but I'm hoping that the flowers will really take off, and then I'll be able to do a little bit less doctoring, and my dream is to become a full-time florist. So I'm just going to keep nudging and pushing and hoping.
Well, we're going to keep supporting you and doing whatever we can to help you towards that.
Thank you.
I love how your husband is supporting you in this phase, and it's you're sort of doing it very intentionally together. It's sort of, this is my time to make something
Yeah.
myself, make it happen, and then we can kind of switch, and I support
Yeah.
you. Right. That's so cool. I just have to
Yeah.
say.
Well, what he wants is a little bit of space to do some growing, a little bit more of a quiet, gentler life. So a lot of when you have a busy working life, you're paying a lot of money to run the car, to go to do the job, to do all those kind of things, to have the house that you think you probably need for the role that you're in. Whereas actually we'd very much like just to step back hugely. So we're trying to transition gradually into a quieter, more gentle life.
Yeah. Great. I mean, it sounds like, again, to use the word, you're doing it very intentionally. Like you've given it a lot of thought, a lot of heart, and yeah,
Yeah,
it's just working.
I hope so.
Amazing.
I'm
I
a Bill stan over here. Like, we love Bill because
Yes.
my husband and I, like, we've done exactly the same thing all throughout our relationship. It's been this like,
Hmm.
okay, now it's your turn and I'm going to support you, and now
Yeah.
it's my turn. And it hasn't always even been intentional. It just has, that's how it's
Hmm.
always worked out. Like, we moved to Provence for his career. And before that, he was just selflessly supporting me in my career,
Hmm.
building my business. And then we moved to Provence, and my business actually first took a really big hit because he had to be here
Hmm.
or in Provence while I was still in our old house. And it was 2022, and the weddings were crazy, and everything was
Oh
miserable.
gosh, yes. That
I
was
was
the busy
alone.
year.
I was totally alone without him. So moving here actually was my business kind of sacrificing
Hmm.
to for him to do what he wanted. And then he was able to support me through the burnout and
Yep.
now. So yeah, we love a supportive partner like that. That makes me
Yeah.
so happy to hear. And I
Oh,
also
yeah.
like, I just want to say, like, hearing you talk about like just your journey and choosing joy and all of that. Like, I'm married to a Brit.
Hmm.
And I feel like, I hope I can say this and I hope you'll understand what I mean, that that's not a level that all Brits deal on.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
So I really especially love hearing you say stuff like you can choose your joy, and that like emotional and spiritual awareness. Like, really loved it. So thank you for that too.
Thank you.
ah.
Can I say something else?
Oh, then
uh, I just through your whole story, I would love to, I don't know, to share with others how important it's, like, we can't do this alone. You need other people, other vendors, so your story is the perfect example of collaboration over competition, and to actually be greater together than what you can do by yourself, and then also having the support of your husband. We should have a group of like supportive partners. They
Yes.
graduate in the wedding industry, because I think each of our partners, like I start also with my husband. He doesn't like doing weddings, but he start doing video, and when he does it with me, he actually have a lot of fun. And if it wasn't for him, um my company wouldn't have
Mm.
started so fast, because I was offering two services just starting, and he was not even charging me, So it was so that collaboration and that partnership, um, and the fact that you grow more and you can't do things alone. Your story is the perfect example, and it's just such a beautiful story of transformation. Diane, thank you so much for sharing.
No, thank you.
Thank you. We'll come to you in a second, Daniele. I think you came off mute before as well, but I just wanted to add to what Paula said, because now we're on the topic of all our partners being in the background and supporting us. I I kind of have to mention my wife Fran as well, because these Connect Wed meets Mondays. Actually, Fran is the hero in the background who's doing all the editing and all
Oh,
the
wow.
uploading to YouTube, and all the stuff that's happening in social media, all these amazing snippets that we've started putting out from Connect. That's all Fran. She's been putting in all the hours to do that. So like huge shout out to her, and that's just here, like in my whole career as a celebrant as well. It's a bit like what you described with yourself and Michelle. Like all her fortes is in building websites and being very structured. I'm the people person. So
Mhm.
like we work super well together. But unlike Michelle, Fran's sort of in the background, kind of like Ollie, I suppose, as well. Actually, at least sort of officially on on the website and stuff. Although I think he is on your website. But yeah.
He is, but he's more in the background than that indicates, I think.
So I think that's such a good topic in itself, actually,
Mm.
in terms of the working and making it in the wedding industry. There's so many partners and people who are supporting in the background that we don't always see and that we don't always, share and appreciate. So thank you for bringing that to this session.
We need to start a separate committee for a support group for the spouses and partners. A space for them to get
Definitely.
together and like,
And complain
you
about
made
us.
me hang 70 chandeliers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Just
that's really
a side note,
Wow.
Gail is engaged and will be married very soon. So I'm thinking, Gail, maybe don't show your fiance this video. He doesn't know what he's
He does know. He's like, why is my fiance working three jobs? That's what it feels like right now, where because I work a full-time job on the side and also run my business, and then I'm planning, yeah, my wedding in 3 weeks. So it's
That is 3 jobs.
feeling like three jobs right now, and he's like holding down the fort and keeping our house clean too. So
Cute.
Oh my God. You said weeks?
Maybe.
And she's
September
so
6th.
calm, so chill. Life's beautiful. Oh my
Oh,
God, girl. It's
I just,
nice.
things are happening,
that's
and
exciting.
that's that's where my head's at right now.
Oh,
That is nice. Diane, it was really lovely to know you and get to know more about. And I'm also in the team where the partners are, helping the back. Mine here, Nicola, is also like 100% invested on me since the beginning. And it's really nice, a really nice topic. Some other time I wanna bring everybody wanna bring this back. I think something nice because I was happened already twice or three times. I was in professional events here in France, and one of them was in a fair where I was with a stand, like there, so people
Mhm.
could come and talk with me. And my husband was with me because we could bring an extra person to help because it had too many people. So he was there in the stand with me. And in the day after, I was alone. But in the day after, some vendors came to me like, that's strange that you bring your husband to help you. He didn't have anything better to do in his day. And I was like, no, he was fine. He was glad that he could help. Like, people, why? Where are your partners? What they're doing if they're not supporting you? So I don't think everybody has the grace that we have, right now, to have someone stand next to us and be there for us. So it's something that we should be really thankful about.
Mhm.
And that's it. That's the time. But it was lovely to meet you.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
That's a beautiful point, Daniela, to not take it for granted.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely, it's not something everyone has. So thanks for that reminder. Diane, thank you once again so much for giving us everything you gave from your deep life lessons about joy, choosing joy, to your beautiful story about how everything happened, and yeah, just sharing your love and joy and wisdom with us today. Really, really appreciated it.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's been nice to talk with you all. Thank you.
Truly, if there's anything we can do to support you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I am gonna try this group photo thing again, and I realized I messed this up last time because there's some kind of thing where I have to click a button. Hold on. Take
But
photo.
last time I received a notification. I don't know if anybody else did.
That's
Yeah,
the
I
point.
think we have to agree to it. We have to give you permission. is the thing.
So, but wait, how works? We agree and then there's another click, or we agree and then the click
Right. That's what I was gonna say. So first you have to agree, and then I have to do like a 3, 2, 1 click.
Okay.
So
Okay.
did you get a notification?
Not yet.
Okay, let me.
Oh, no, I haven't got it yet.
Why is this not working? Take photo. Oh, here.
Yes.
You got it
Allow.
now?
I did one.
Did everyone get their notification and sort of accept the request?
I did.
Yeah. Okay.
It looked like it just took a little picture of me. Is that what was meant
Yeah,
to
it's
happen?
strange.
Oh, that shouldn't happen because I didn't. Huh?
No, but it took a small screenshot.
Mhm.
Screenshot. Yeah, it was strange.
Okay, I didn't. Okay, I'm gonna see what happens
Well,
here.
just don't use those if it did, please.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, me too.
I'm gonna do this again. Okay, I think it's because I clicked twice. Right. You should now get a thing. Yeah, so everyone accept the request.
Yeah, just screenshot me.
Okay, I think that's some kind of like pre-shot. So we're gonna try this anyway.
Okay.
Okay.
If it doesn't work, I'm gonna go back to the old school method next time. So, okay, then in 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Okay, thank you so much, everyone, and we will see each other on well, some of us will on Wednesday.
Wednesday, Finding Your Why with Kristen. In case anyone didn't see it, I put Diane's Instagram in the chat. So
Thank you.
grab that and follow her if you're not already.
Thank you.
And please get Michelle in here. She sounds
Yeah,
wonderful.
yes, please. Yeah.
Okay.
The co-working's this week too, no?
Yeah, Thursday. I'm doing co-working. Honestly, even if it's just me, it'll be good for my accountability. I'll be there. We need to get some other ones. We need to find some people who are willing to host one that like covers kind of an early, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That'd be amazing. And then, because I also like, just a side note, since we have a couple minutes, that I would love to see them like around specific subjects. Like I know Diane really wants like a blog post writing accountability buddy. So
Yes,
if you
too.
ever want to
Yeah.
host a specific, a co-working session that's like, hey, let's work on our systems together or whatever, like I love it. Like I would love to see the day when there's a co-working session people can choose from every day.
Yes.
Yes, I love that idea. I had a podcast interview this morning and they were like, "Do you blog?" And I was like, "No, I don't have time for that, but it's my goal." after my
Yeah.
wedding to start my blog. And yeah, it's the blog and the social media for me that I'm like, I need someone else holding me accountable.
Hear that from everybody. And honestly, for me, it's just my ADHD. Like I need body doubling. I need somebody there to like make sure that I don't wander off and do something.
Same girl.
So
Oh, it sounds like it's
cool.
going to be a hit.
Yep. Wednesday, finding your why. Thursday, co-working. If anyone else wants to host a co-working, let me know. Anybody can do it.
Okay.
Thank
Sounds
you,
good.
Prit. Thank you, Diane. Thanks everybody for being here. This is incredible.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye bye, everybody. Thanks, Diane.
Bye-bye.
Hey.